This is Annie Kid Wolf, and you're watching This is Punk Rock of Punk Globe Magazine.
1, 2, 3, 4. Punk rock, punk rock, punk rock. 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 It ain't brain surgery. Punk rock, punk rock, punk rock. 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 It ain't brain surgery. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's your brain surgery. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Got my friends like bunches more. This time rocks will kick out. This time boxes are remote. Just couldn't last. I saw this just a dream. Your robots on screen. And mine, it's your dream. Okay. It's not fate or chance. It's the money in the bank. Burn the timber, gas bricks.
Okay, here we are today with Bev Davies. Thank you so much for showing us your amazing photography. Bev has been a staple in the punk rock scene of Vancouver for how long?
A long time. Since 79. My first show that I went to was March 24th, 1979, DOA.
Wow. And did you start taking photographs right around that time?
Right after that, the next DOA concert, I took my camera. I didn't, for the March 24th one, I didn't take my camera.
But you'd been taking pictures before that?
Yeah, I'm a graduate from Vancouver School of Art, which is Emily Carr, originally. And I took a photography course in 1977, 2 years after I graduated in photo etching. Then I thought, well, I want to do photography. But I didn't have anything to take pictures of. And then when I went to the DOA concert, I went, hot shit, now I got something to take pictures of.
So was that DOA concert, was that your first punk experience?
Yeah.
And what did you think? Because you've taken some iconic punk photos, some wonderful stuff. We're going to look at a few of them in a minute. But was that your first, I bet, 1979, that experience with punk? And like, what did you think? Did you think that this was really cool, or what was your thing?
I thought it was amazing. And I saw a woman. I was near the back. I went with a couple of friends, and I was standing near the back, and I saw this woman climbing over the seats, going towards the front, taking photographs, and I thought, I want to do that. That's what I want to do.
That's awesome. Did you do that? Did you climb over the...
No. But the first time that I took DOA shots, I got a black eye from in the pit with my camera. Somebody bumped into me.
Wow, yeah. Because
I won't shoot from the pit that often anymore.
It was pretty intense, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. So can you tell me we're going to get to see some of your photos, so can you tell me a little bit about this one?
Okay, this is Subhumans. I've been looking at it and I have no idea where. But it's mostly the crowd, as you can see.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Would not be in that crowd or I would have another black eye.
Yeah.
But that's Wimpy Roy, much missed.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's passed away a few
just
years
a little,
ago.
Yeah, just a little bit of Jerry Useless there.
Right.
In the picture.
And when's the first time you've seen this band? Like, and what did you think about? Because they were fantastic, such a fantastic band.
It would have been at the Smiling Buddha right around in 79.
That's great. Yeah, you got some great pictures of Wimpy. You got a pretty famous picture of him too. You got all kinds of them.
So I have several of these pictures mounted on these boards
for a show.
So for a show. So I just stuck them on the wall. But
Where was the show?
On Main Street. I'm vague about stuff like this.
That's okay. Me too. I don't even know. People say, "Oh, you played guitar in this one show," and I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, "Wow, was it good? Did you like it?" So we're on the same page. But tell me a bit about this picture. This is a cool picture.
This picture is from the party house on Gore Avenue, which we called Gore Street because we didn't know that it wasn't a street. It was a street. And this is Sid Sick. And this is Tony from the Dills.
Okay.
Not Chip. And Tony has passed away. Sid's still in there kicking with us. And it was at one of those late night parties.
And what year was this about?
79.
79? Okay. I like this picture you're going to show us too.
Yeah, this is at the Smiling Buddha. And it's a photograph of Flo and Miss Mustard and Sally. And Miss Mustard just passed away in the last month, pretty well. But Sally and Flo have been gone from us for quite a while. Yeah. And I told you that Flo said, "Take a picture. Please take a picture of us." And then when I got the camera ready and everything, she went, "Ta-ta!" And that's the picture.
That's adorable.
I never tell people what to do. I figure they know what to do.
Okay, let's see. What's the next one?
I think there's Girl Guide cookies here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And beer. Girl Guide cookies and beer. So punk rock.
That's again the Dills,
That's a good
which
shot.
became rank and file, of course.
Yes, yes.
And that's Chip and Tony. And Zippy on drums.
Zippy, I know. I could see Zippy creeping around the corner there. That's wonderful.
And
He's been gone for a few years.
I always thought that pipe was something to do with the plumbing.
It's not?
There's no upstairs at the
Oh,
Buddha.
no way.
So who knows what it was?
Who knows?
But I found out that there's no upstairs to the Buddha.
What year was that?
It would have been maybe 80, 79 or 80. We'll add the pictures so that data
definitely
will come with it.
Well, this guy looks familiar.
Yeah, it's Jell-O. And it's at the Commodore. And I remember Jell-O told me once, he said, a concert where 200 people's lives will never be the same again in their life. That's what he was aiming for. So I think
Excellent.
we see some of the 200 people down there.
Yeah, he's definitely a front man. Even to this day, he's a
Yeah.
brilliant front man. So, commands attention, that guy.
And DOA headline this show at the Commodore.
And the Dead
And this
Kennedys
was
opened up.
81, July 1st or around then.
It's awesome. Such a great photo. I love the fact that you also, one of the things I love about your photos is you get a lot of crowd photos.
Yeah.
Like stuff where you get a piece of the band and the crowd and the interaction. To me, that's one thing I really like about your photos, and I have for a lot of years, because these things this is such a great perspective, in my opinion. Like you get to feel that moment. It's not like just, okay, here's the band. Because if you took pictures of the band on tour, you just get the same pictures. But the fact that you get the pieces of the venue, you get the feeling of the crowd, the interaction, he's pointing, they're reaching out, like that's the momentum of that picture is so cool.
A friend of mine used to say, and then the crowd went wild. They were going wild.
Yeah, it's great. All right, what do you got here for us?
This is Black Flag. This is Black Flag with the third singer.
Okay.
Third singer. And this is Victoria Avenue houses. The houses are still there in that block. And I have no idea why this picture ended up looking really strange. I mean, it looks kind of surreal or
It's
something.
great. It's such a great picture.
And we
They
went
just
out,
they look like they're all doing something different, or that they're all kind of pasted in there in different kind of ways. I really like this picture.
Well, we had started out that day to go to a hardware store and take some pictures of them holding cans of Black Flag.
Oh,
And we don't have that in Canada. There is no black flag spray in Canada, so we had
it's
to
so fantastic that
ad
you
lib
got
with other stuff.
you got so much of the beginning of the punk rock world too. Let's see some more here. What we got going on? Oh yeah, this picture.
This is Dave, Greg, and DOA, and he's burning his guitar. He's setting it on fire in an homage to Jimi Hendrix, and so much of the photography that I took was dependent upon people going, "Well, this is going to happen. Look for this." You know, and definitely, they told me. They said, "Watch for he's going to do this." And this was at the Buddha, and they'd come up the West Coast on a tour, and he had done it at other places, so they knew he was going to do it here.
That's great. And you were saying that this guitar and this photo is where?
It's at the Punk Rock Museum in Las Vegas.
Okay, great. And so if you go to that, you can see this photo in person and the actual guitar.
Yes.
So that's
what's
wonderful.
left of it.
Yeah. The burnt pieces of charred wood. Okay, this is great. Oh,
And
this is a
again,
good picture too.
DOA. This was at Hardcore 81, which was 2 nights on February 13th and 14th, so Valentine's Day,
Okay.
1981. And it was at what became Richards on Richards.
Wow. And what
And
was it
this was-
before Richards on Richards? It was some sort of other, like more of
The
a...
laundromat, it was
Oh,
called.
yeah, that's right. That's
So
right.
it was the
Oh, my
laundromat
goodness.
at the
I
time.
knew there was some weird name for it. Yeah, Hardcore 81.
And this was the second night.
This is great too. This is another example of how you catch some really cool things happening, like on the stage. Like it's almost like they're all doing something different, you know?
They are.
Yeah, but it's just
Just
it's
happened to be playing the same song.
Yeah.
probably. And there's Biscuits
yeah. Chuck
Randy.
Biscuits, Randy.
and Dave and Joe.
Yeah, that's a really iconic picture for sure. I love it.
And a bit of Hardcore 81.
Yeah, just
in-
the core part.
Yeah.
Core
But
81.
Richards on Richards had a balcony, that a standing balcony around one side of it. So I was shooting, I think, from the balcony for this one. So I was very excited to get off the floor and get shots from there.
Not get any more black eyes for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, no more those guys.
All right, here we go.
Ah,
this
the
is a good one.
Subhumans. This one actually has a name that a friend of mine named this picture. It's called The Subhumans Go to College. And it's not really a college in the background. It's the City Hall.
I was gonna say that's City Hall. I can tell. Wow,
But
look at how young Brian is. Wimpy.
Yeah.
Wimpy is Brian Goebel, who I played in a band with at one point and played in DOA and so many things. Brian was amazing. Rest in power, my friend. But yeah, this is a wonderful picture also. Very iconic. Okay, here we go. There's
Oh. This is
Wow.
DOA at the back door of the Smiling Buddha, 109 East Hastings.
right?
And my friend,
Look at Joey. He's like such a baby.
my friend drove me there to the alley, and I went in. It was sound check time in the afternoon, and I said, can I take some group shots so you guys will come down? So I did that. We parked the car in the alleyway, and I went in and got them, and then they came out and they all talked and got cigarettes and farted around, and I was taking pictures the whole time. And then they said, okay, we're ready now. I said, I'm finished. And I got in the car and left because I just took
that's
photographs
awesome.
of them doing what they were doing.
Yeah, and that's some of the greatest photos that you have for sure, and that movement in photos. Like I think I love portrait shots, and I love the very much set up kind of look, but at the same time I want to be in the photo. Like I want to feel that photo and the energy that's in that photo, and you always get that. Like this is a perfect example. They're talking about whatever, having a cigarette, and it's just you're getting that vibe from it too.
Chucky always carried a paper bag with his drumsticks in it and stuff, and it was like, put the paper bag down. Wanted him to
That's awesome.
get it out of the photo.
So you've
So
done
that's it with these.
well, you've done some album covers too,
Let's see what's
right?
in here.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna pull some stuff out.
I don't know. We
Just
didn't.
secret stash.
We didn't look here.
The stash. This is the secret stash. So yeah, you've done some album covers too. So tell me a bit about that. Like, can you give me an example of some
Oh,
album?
goody.
Okay, well we'll talk about this first.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
This is also on the wall in Las Vegas in the Punk Rock Museum, and it's 9 feet tall on the wall.
Wow.
They blew it up to the ceiling.
Did they get a hold of you to ask
yeah.
you and
And paid.
yeah, good.
But this is Randy and
Support
Joe.
artists.
Yeah. This is Randy and Joe in Chicago at the Rock Against Racism concert in Lincoln Park.
And you went to Chicago for that?
Yeah, and that was in 79. And DOA said, oh, well, it was probably Ken Lester that said, you got to go. You got to come.
In case you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. And I said, it's Chicago. And then I said, if I win at bingo, because I used to go to bingo, if I win at bingo, then I'll come. And as it got closer to the date, I thought, what if I win at bingo the day after they play? Then I'll feel really horrible that I didn't go. So I just bought a ticket, United Airlines, and flew to Chicago.
Well,
Stayed at the Y.
that's incredible. I know it's funny the things we did when we were young, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we got in here.
Oh,
Tell me a bit about
another
this one.
black flag.
Oh,
but this
there
is,
we go.
This is Ron Reyes.
There's Ron Reyes.
The second singer.
Ron
And
is another incredible front man and stage man for sure. Great human being too. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's a great picture.
And this is taken at the Smiling Buddha.
So many incredible shows at the Smiling Buddha. I was way too young to go, but I did sneak in a few times. So don't tell anyone. Oh, here we go. Iconic shot. That's a pretty famous shot of yours.
Yeah, this is this has a name also. Very few pictures have a name, but this one's called High Over O'Hara's, and it was taken at O'Hara's.
Oh man,
And
look at the
it's
height
Randy
on
doing
that,
his
huh?
jump.
But you caught it. This shot is so cool. This is another one with the crowd and
And this is really early in my photography. So it would be maybe April. No, May. May 79.
wow, so cool. So back to album covers. So you've done album covers, right?
Like the Bud Luxford one?
Yeah. The Bud Luxford. No, you've done some stuff along the way. Like, I mean, you've done some pretty, some shots that are kind of, I think there's another shot of a DOA shot that you did at one point. I can't remember. I'm so out of it these days.
Well, I don't think often I went about doing the album cover that somebody came to me and said, somebody would come to me and say, can we use that picture for the album cover?
Right, of course. But
I remember,
they ended up on album covers.
I remember hearing that, what's this name from North Vancouver? I'm not going to think of his name. That someone got paid $10,000 to do a black and white photograph for the cover of Bryan Adams' album, The Cuts Like a Knife, or whatever that album was.
Yeah.
$10,000.
That's crazy.
I would have $10. I would.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would have asked for that.
I know, it's kind of crazy. That's one of the things about
And that
art.
was early. I mean, I'm sure, but as I said, no one came and said, let's do it, the album cover. Not
Right,
that often. But
right,
that's
right.
why I mentioned Bud, because we did with Boating with Bud. We actually went out on a
That's
boat
right.
that was called the Luxford 2 or something. And I took photographs for that record cover.
That's
But then,
awesome,
like
yeah.
Phil Smith album cover
Yeah,
was a picture that I already had.
Right.
that came
right.
to me.
Yeah,
The
that's kind
DOA
of what I mean.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you did some great ones in that for sure.
And then there's a DOA album cover, Let's Wreck the Party.
Yep.
Taken by Alex Waterhouse Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a family,
Yep.
Ken and Kathy Cleghorn.
Yeah.
And my son.
Right. That's right. Your
And
son
DOA
is in,
Wrecking the
yeah, your
Party.
son is in that one. That's I know Kathy too from when I was younger. So it's like we're all kind of interconnected. Also a really cool little tidbit of trivia is that we are both from the very small city of Belleville, Ontario. Isn't that crazy? I think that's weird because I've met other people in Vancouver that are from Belleville too.
We all get out of there as quick as we can.
Run, run, run.
You got out before me, but at a younger age.
Yeah, at a younger age. I think it was 10 when my mom dragged me here. So, and I grew up here. But I want to ask you about punk. Like, the word punk to you, what does it mean to you today?
What?
What is yeah, exactly, right? But is it like punk as a movement or punk as music? Like, what does the actual word mean to you today?
Friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does it mean like the scene? You think of the scene, you think of friends?
In another city, I would assume that, though I would probably be wrong, that punks would be a safe group of people to approach and, if needed be.
I don't think you'd be too wrong. I think we had a musician couple from England talking about the exact same thing, and that's like so far away, right? And
yeah,
and that's a really neat thing. Do you have any shows that you've done recently, or that you're going to be taking pictures for that you are excited about?
I just bought 2 tickets to the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Oh, okay.
On November 16th at the Pearl.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's going to sell out because the Pearl is not a very big place, no. And I'm going to ask for a photo pass and
right.
whatever, but I'll buy the ticket because I want to be in that door.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing for sure. Yeah, so that's wonderful. I really kind of wanted to touch base on some of the photos that you've done. Is there anything you want to add to talk to people who are, let's say in this time, in this day and age, because, there's a lot of darkness going on, as we know, and, technology is so different, right? Phones, you can take pictures, but there are a lot of people out there that want to take cool action shots, and they want to use real cameras, and they want to, get to the heart of it. Is there any advice you have for them? Any sort of young photographers that don't want to just take a phone and go to a show and put up the phone. They want to actually get into photography. Do you have any advice?
Be kind to other photographers. Be kind to the record people, whoever is recording the people. That has changed a lot. Like, you used to have to go through the record company, except for local stuff, which is why I love doing all of this, because you just dealt directly with the musicians or the promoters. But I don't know. It's so restricted now. First 3 songs and out of the pit area. It's really changed, you think, right? Yeah. But I used to shoot flash when I shot film. I just shot flash, and someone asked me why, and I said, well, if I'm standing taking a photograph of the band and I want to turn around and take a photograph of the audience, I can do it because I have a flash. Because that's part of like what we were talking about. Part of one of the uniqueness of your photos is you capture the whole event. Like, you capture the vibe and the moment, not just the band on stage. So that is cool that that's using flashes. But then I heard someone say about camera. What's the best camera that you can get to do this work? It's the one in your hand. If all you've got is the phone, then that you're good. Like, that's the best one you're going to get. That's awesome. And what kind of camera do you use? Canon. A Canon? Yeah. You're a Canon person? Yeah. What kind of Canon do you have now? A 6D2 something or other. I don't know. 2 blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that's wonderful. It's so great to talk to you. I'm really, really thank you so much for inviting me in your house. And, I kind of forced my way in, banging on the door. Bev, open the door. I want you for Punk Globe. But yeah, it's really great to see the photographs. We're going to etch some in and put some at the end. And, other big, huge things that really great pieces that you've done. So I want to have them in there also. And thank you so much. And we'll be looking for more photos. You also have a website. So we're going to put your website underneath
the interview and in between, if that's okay. And
it would be my Flickr site.
Right. Yeah. So we'll drag people to that, and if you can't find her and you can't figure out the link, then you just BEV Davies, and then you just Google her and you'll find her.
It'll come up.
It'll come up.
At work, I remember one of the people that was the office next to me, she came in with a piece of paper that she printed off the computer, and she Googled me. Because I'd hidden all that part.
Of course.
All the photography stuff.
We have
She said, "This is you, isn't it?"
We have our split
Yeah.
worlds sometimes. That's another thing about the punk rock world, is that sometimes people had to do that. The part of their life they'd have to work and support themselves. They'd have this one life, and then they'd be able to go out to the shows and be part of the shows in this other life. And
Right.
so in the early days, it was hard. I got chased as a punk rocker for having all kinds of short bleach blonde hair when I was young, like 13. And it's like, that kind of stuff is not like that now, right? It's a lot more like you go to the office job with green hair and it's okay. But yeah, you were at a time when, at the very budding of this, and you had to kind of split your life, I'm sure.
Well, I missed the early. When I look at some of the dates of like Clash concerts and Sex Pistols and stuff, I think, God, 77. Where was I?
Yeah, Punk Globe magazine, Ginger Coyote started this magazine in 77. So.
In 77.
Isn't that amazing? She's our queen.
Yeah.
We bow to Ginger.
I have a picture of her talking to Adamant.
Oh, wonderful. We'll have to split that in there too, definitely.
We'll find it.
We'll find it. Well, thank you so much yet again. It's so wonderful.
Okay.
It's so great. And keep her in mind and find her.